Alright, so what we're doing in this clip here, we're getting this tire ready to take it off, and you see the Milwaukee impact right there. That's the 1-inch Milwaukee impact. We started having some issues with it, and we ended up having, when we went to put it on, we went to having issues with the gun, so we had to take it and swap over to air. But last time we took the dual off, we actually used the 1/2 inch, and we used the 1/2 inch this time. We didn't have a socket for it, but the Milwaukee stuff is, we really like it, because as you can see here, you'll see it whenever we start using the air is blowing the dirt all over you, and then you got to fight the hose up inside the tire and all that other mess, and it's just not fun. Alright, so right here we got the tire. He's taking the last bolt out of the tire, and we're fixing to, he should be, yeah, he's getting up now. What they're fixing to do is they're going to just shove the tire over.
Push from the back, Mike.
So they got to pick the skidder up. I forgot. The skidder was too low, so they're going to pick the skidder up real quick, and then he's going to walk it off the 2 lugs that are left holding it on. And then I think if I remember right, because this is like from last Thursday, yeah, and today is Sunday, but he gets the tire pushed off. I have to get over and kind of help him a little bit, and then we just shove it off to the side and throw it down on the, yep, there I go. Just throw it down on the ground, leave it standing over there, because that tire's nothing wrong with it, and that inside tire is the tire we're trying to get to take off. And then I'm going to set y'all over here, and we watch from this angle for a little bit. Alright, so we're starting to take the lug. Well, actually we done got some of them took loose inside here. There's one of them this gun's going to hit on real hard for a second. And these lugs, last time they were put on was with I think it's this one right here. Yep. See, it took it a second, but then it still got it. I think there might be another one that takes a minute too. But anyway, the last time these lugs were put on, they were put on with a high dollar Ingersoll Air 1-inch gun. Oh, that's the one that's taking a second. But it breaks it loose. It does a great job. I think he actually hits it forward a second, and he goes back. Yep, gonna go back with it. And she comes right on off there. Well, in a second it comes off. That one was on there good, but that's the hardest one out of the bunch. But anyway, so yeah, y'all just sit tight and watch us take the rest of these off, and I'll be back in the next clip. Alright, so we've got all the lugs broke loose, the tire's free from the machine, it's just kind of sitting there. What we're doing right now is getting all the lugs out and setting them up on the loader to where they're out of the way. We don't get them lost, anything like that, because we know at this point that it's going to be tomorrow before we get to come back and do the skidder tire, so we just set the lugs on the loader. Not sure where I'm taking y'all now. I think we're fixing to stand the skidder up a little bit and try and pop it off of the axle. I'm honestly not sure.
That thing right there is badass.
I was telling y'all how badass that gun was.
Make it fall down. Just make it fall down. I think it's all the stroke he's got. Alright, so what he's fixing to do is he's going to turn that over where he can stick the bucket in the wheel and squeeze the bucket tight, and it'll make that dual ring clamp on the bucket, or the bucket clamp on the dual ring, however you want to say it. Alright, then you see how he's gonna stick that bucket. I had to guide him a little bit. Right there. There you go. It ain't really wanting to hang in there. The bucket is wore out. What do you want to do? Trying to break it off the wheel? He's wanting to break it off the wheel.
Break it down.
There she goes. right, so what y'all just saw was the, you know, obvious us putting the tire back on the skidder, and that wrapped that video up. So this is actually going to be the end of that video, although still got a lot left to film today. But what ended up happening with the outside dual when we went to put it on, this is what we typically do when we put one of them duals on. We leave both tires aired completely up, and then we have some longer bolts that we usually have 2 bolts, and we run one on this side over here and then one straight across from it, take the nuts, put on it, and suck the tire up. And then we try, sometimes you have to just go like one hole above, one hole below this bolt, and same thing over here, and then get those started, and then pull them up, and then some, you know, you're not pulling them all the way up, you pull them up some, and then you put a bolt at the top, bolt at the bottom, pull them up, and then you get all the rest of your bolts started. You know, by that time you take your long bolts out, and then you run those bolts. You run the bolt in through this way instead of going, you know, straight in. You run the bolt through this way so you can see, make sure the bolt's going through your hole correctly, and it works easier that way. The way the nut, instead of having just the nut there, or the head of the bolt, you have the nut of the bolt on the bolt, and then it's got that little stem sticking out, and it helps hang the socket on there. But normally we do 4 corners like that, then get all of the rest of them started with all your lock washers, then get a few of them tightened up, then back those 4 off, and then we'll take those 4 that we originally started, those 4 corners, and we'll pull those nuts off, then put lock washers on them, and then pull them up, and then we'll, you know, top, bottom, side, you know, diagonal. We work straight across one nut till we get them all pretty well pulled up. You know, we can see it's all flush touching, and then we just go in a circle all the way around and finish tightening them up. But we didn't have but 1 bolt this morning. I couldn't find one of my bolts. I don't know where it went. So that happened, and the impact, the Milwaukee impact, something happened to it. Don't know what's going on with it. It's not very old. If you go back, let's see, we cut the Vizard Road stuff. That was what, September we cut Vizard Road?
October, close to November.
All right, so
I know it messed up my LSU football game.
Yeah. just about the you know, just before, a few weeks before Thanksgiving, I think, is when Dad bought that gun. So it's not real old, but for whatever reason, it's got 4 different torque modes on it, and it wouldn't swap out of torque mode 1, and you kept fooling with it, and it finally would swap over. But then when we finally got it to swap over, it drained 3 batteries. We hit 3 bolts with it. It was bam, bam, bam. It killed 3 batteries. 3. We had 1 small one and 2 of the big batteries that go on. I don't know what size or anything. You know, it's the big M18 battery though. But it killed 3 batteries. Bam, 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 just like that. So then we had to get the air gun out and finish putting it up that way. But we only had 1 bolt, so we put that 1 bolt in there and got it tight enough, and then we decided that it would have just been easier. Normally it takes longer to fill up a tire with air than it does to do the 2 bolt long bolt thing like what I was talking about. You know, whenever you get your bolts tightened up, you're done, you can go work. You know, instead of spending another 30 minutes over there airing the tire up, you know, in 30 minutes you can be skidding a load of wood. So we didn't have that luxury this time. We had to just do the 1 bolt, and then it weren't quite getting everything pulled up enough like what we wanted, so then we just took the air out of it, and then we had to fight with the big, y'all saw the big 1-inch air gun we got, and we run all the bolts up with it. But we got it all put back together, and hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Hopefully we can figure out what's wrong with our Milwaukee gun. I love the Milwaukee products. We have their grease gun. Dad has grease gun, the 1-inch, the 3/4, I think he has both half-inch, the mid-range torque, mid-torque, and the high-torque impact. He has both of those. We'll take the outside dual off with the high-torque half-inch drive. I'm telling you, if y'all want Milwaukee, I mean, if you're looking for good electrical stuff, I mean, the DeWalt stuff is okay, but the Milwaukee stuff just seems to always outdo it when what we've used of it. But as y'all saw, one of the things that made that Milwaukee stuff so nice to fool with, there was no cords, there was no air hoses to begin with. I mean, that 1-inch gun weighs like 25 pounds or something. I'm just guessing here. You can work it one-handed fine. That 1-inch gun that I have, that's a two-hander. That thing's probably 70 pounds, 65, 70 pounds is what that thing weighs. That's an old school gun. It's extremely heavy. And the 1-inch Milwaukee will put a bolt on tighter than what that air gun will. How I know that? Just redneck testing, I guess you'd say. We tightened one lug up one time before with the Milwaukee stuff, and then took a cheater pipe, you know, hand wrench, and tried to break it loose, and it took more force on, and we done it a couple different times, a couple different bolts, but it took it took more force to break loose the Milwaukee bolts than what it did my 1-inch air gun bolts. So anyway, like I said, we're gonna wrap this video up. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Nothing real crazy, nothing real wild, but I like showing the stuff working on the side. So anyway, y'all go subscribe for me, and leave me a comment, please, and make sure you like the video. And until the next one, tomorrow, whenever tomorrow may be, I'm not sure when y'all be watching this, but I'll catch y'all next time. Alright, so today's project, we got a new pit boss grill, and we're going to be setting it up, and we're probably going to cook on it tonight. Ho 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 ho. Alright, so we're getting it all out of the box. It's pretty nice. It's a little bit thinner material than I was expecting, but I think it'll still be fine, especially staying up here on my porch, out of the weather, so to speak. Not sure what that is, but oh, it must be that little grease trap bucket thing. There's just some more stuff in here to get out, and we got all this stuff over here and instructions. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read that real quick and look over it some, and see what we got. So far I'm liking what I see. the grill somewhat put together. We got the bulk of it done. We got all the legs done, everything like that. I'll let y'all watch that with time lapse. And it's coming along pretty nicely. See, it's a little thinner than what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit heavier duty metal, but I ain't gonna complain too much on it. It's still nice looking. And without there actually being, I guess, a fire directly in here, this shouldn't wear out as fast like a regular charcoal would do. And we got that going on, and we're planting the plants out here. Oh, she said, don't you get me. So anyway, we got the plants going in the ground out here. She's got that one already, and this one looks like I need to go dig her another hole, because you can see right there at her feet, she's struggling with the shovel. I got the post hole diggers and got that out, but yeah, Sunday fun day. All right, we got it doing its first burn, or whatever you want to call it. It's getting all the, you know, oil and whatever else cooked out of the inside of it. But that is one of the coolest things right there, is that, let's see if I can get it to brighten up on this a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. This timer deal, and it ain't really a timer, but yeah, I like electronics. Anybody's been following the channel, y'all know how I like electronics. But so we're gonna get the stickers and everything off of it before it gets too hot. And yeah, so we're just getting the first burn going through it, and we're gonna cook on this bad boy tonight. All right, so I showed you earlier, we got the three little hedge bush things. We got Superman here trying to dig up, I don't know what. I think he's found another brick in the ground, and he's trying to get that up. Anyway, these are like, what are those called, lilies?
Yeah, something like that. Some
kind of lily flower. It's gonna bloom out into a real pretty flower. The hedge bush things are also gonna have flowers on them. Anyway, they're gonna have flowers on them too. They're gonna be white, and I believe this one is gonna be white or pink. This one's here is gonna bloom pink flowers. This one will be like an orangish looking color.
It'll be like a maroon, reddish, that has orange in the middle.
Maroon, red, orange.
Another
This. Oh look, he got it. This one here will be white, according to that sticker.
This
And
one's mine.
here, I'll show y'all this one.
Oh, I need my glove for
You can
this.
see
It's wrong.
what the lily looking things are gonna look like. The daughter has some kind of,
It's kind of like a sunflower.
yeah, it's like a
Daisy.
sunflower daisy thing. And those are sunflowers that they've been already had planted for a while around here.
As they can tell, we're not gardeners.
Yeah, we're not professional gardeners or anything. This will be our first year of planting something like this. So we're coming over here, and I'm going to, we have a hole already here in the yard that we have to kind of dig around. You see a hole right there. We have to work around it with the mower. Well, we don't. There's a guy that comes here and mows the yard, and he has to work around it. So I'm gonna use this hole that's already here and stick my peach tree in it. And it also has some pretty good, these are pecan trees up here. Yeah, run. She's running from the camera today. She thinks she looks like shit, but anyway, there's a pecan tree here, a pecan tree here, and then over there, that little old thing it's supposed to be a pear tree, wild pear tree. I think I've got pears off of it one year, many years ago, and that was it. But it blooms every year, but it never produces any pears. A lot of the time, the squirrels eat them all off of it before, because we have, I mean, just a buttload of squirrels. So I'm gonna set y'all up over here, and we're gonna dig this hole out and a little bit deeper, and then we're gonna stick the peach tree in it. All right, we got everything done in the ground finally. We're gonna have to go buy some more and add on. It's about what we thought was gonna be. It's enough, but want it a little bit thicker, but take y'all here. We'll start at one end of the house and go down the other. And we got our rose bush thing put in here, and we're not by no means done here. We're going to end up taking the porch here, and we're gonna go from like that step right there and square it out to kind of just in front of where I got these lights here, and we're gonna put brick and then go that way, and then we're going to end up putting mulch, a thick layer of mulch all the way down this front here, and kind of finalize, cap all that in. And then before we get all that done, we're gonna get some not sure what we're gonna get yet, but we're gonna close in the bottom of the porch somehow, whether it, lattice, or we actually go buy some some kind of actual siding to match the house or something. But we're gonna put something up there to take care of that. And y'all don't pay attention to our trash tin pile I got down there. I gotta get that moved. But anyway, we got our rose bush planted here, and then we got these little orange blossom thing. I'm not sure what they're exactly called, but anyway, got that planted there, and then we just kind of filled in the gaps with the smaller ones. And see that, and then that one down there on the end, that's gonna be like a hedge bush type thing, but they're gonna have flowers on them too. And then these two in between is gonna have flowers. Same thing here. She's gonna go tomorrow and buy 6 more plants to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right here, and just kind of fill it back up. And she's gonna buy something that already has flowers blooming on it now, and that'll help pull all that up. But this is my first landscaping type job to ever do. She done a lot of it. I worked on my barbecue pit some, and but I helped her with a good bit too. But it turned out pretty good. I'm excited to see when they start blooming out, see what that comes out to. And then we got the peach tree. Let's see here. We put the peach tree right over here in the yard, and then we put the magnolia tree out here, kind of where I was showing y'all the other day in the yard. And so that's gonna be, I'm gonna show y'all that thing. It's loaded with blooms, and it's gonna, any day now these things are gonna start busting open, especially since we're pouring the water to it in the evening times and stuff. But you see how it's got these big old buds on it, and these up here are done busted open and shedded the outside piece. And see how this right here is shedding the outside, and then it's gonna dwindle down more into that type of thing right there. And I don't know all the technical terms for all this, so I'm just calling them things. But anyway, this thing is just loaded with, this one here, it is actually starting to flower out right there. But it's loaded, and I'm excited to see what that's going to end up doing. Curious to see how long it's going to take for us to get peaches. Hopefully, I don't know when peaches come due, but hopefully whenever the first peach thing comes available, we'll get peaches. But yeah, it's a great productive day. Oh, we got those little those landscaping lights out there too. We gotta wait for dark to set in, and they'll kick on. I've already had them out in front of the house, but when we decided we was gonna do that little flower garden thing there, we decided I'd move them all over there. So I may have to add some more lights on that too. But anyway, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed the non-logging vlogging for a day, well, to a day and a half technically. And yeah, it's just something different. But anyway, y'all go leave me a comment and subscribe for me, and like this video, and be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. and I'll post another video. Till next time, guys, till the next video, I'll catch y'all next time.